Zürich Airport, also known as Clausen Airport, is the largest international airport of Switzerland and the principal hub of Swiss international airlines. It serves Zurich, Switzerland's largest city, and, with its surface transport links, much of the rest of the country. The airport is located 13 kilometers north of central Zurich, in the municipalities of Clausen, Rumlang, Oberglatt, Winkel and Opfiken, all of which are within the canton of Zurich. The airport is owned by Flughafen Zurich AG, a company quoted on the SIX Swiss exchange. Major shareholders include the Canton of Zurich, with 33.33% plus one of the shares, and the City of Zurich, with 5% of the shares. No other shareholder has a holding exceeding 3%. History. Early years. The first flight abroad from Switzerland was on July 21, 1921. In the early years of aviation, the Dubendorf Airbase, located some 8 kilometers to the southeast of Zurich Airport, also served as the city's commercial airfield. The need for a dedicated commercial facility led to a search for a location for a replacement for Dubendorf. In 1945, the federal parliament decided that Zurich was to be the site of a major airport, and sold 655 hectares of the Clausen-Bühlich artillery garrison to the canton of Zurich, giving the canton control of the new airport. The construction of the airport began the next year. The first flights off the west runway were not until 1948. The new terminal opened in 1953 with a large air show that ran for 3 days. In 1947 the airport handled 133,638 passengers on 12,766 airline flights. In 1952, 372,832 passengers on 24,728 airline flights. The first expansion of the airport was submitted in 1956. But the budget for the expansion was not approved by the Swiss government until 1958 and the expansion was completed in 1961. On the 18th of February 1969, an El Al aircraft was attacked, whilst being prepared for takeoff, by 4 armed members of the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine. The attack was repulsed by the aircraft's security guard, resulting in the death of one of the terrorists, whilst the Boeing 720's co-pilot subsequently died of his injuries. On the 18th of January 1971, an inbound Balkan-Bulgarian Airlines Il-18D approached Zurich Airport in fog below the glider slope. It crashed and burst into flames, 0.7 kilometers north of the airport, when both left wingtip and landing gear contacted the ground. 7 crew members and 38 passengers were killed. The airport was again submitted and approved for renovation in 1970, and Terminal B was completed in 1971. The first signs of noise mitigation for the airport were in 1972, when a nighttime curfew was enacted, as well as in 1974 when new approach routes were introduced. Runway 14/30 was opened in 1976, and 16/34 began renovation. 1980 onwards the noise of aircraft became an issue and a noise charge was instituted in 1980, and in 1984, an agreement was made regarding arrivals and departures to the airport via German airspace. The next largest event for the airport was in 1999, when the Parliament of the Canton of Zurich approved privatization of Zurich Airport. It was not until 2000 that Flughafen Zurich AG, trading under the brand Unique, was appointed as the new airport operator. The brand Unique was dropped in favor of Zurich Airport and Flughafen Zurich in 2010. On the 2nd of October 2001, a major cash flow crisis at Swissair, exacerbated by the global downturn in air travel caused by the September 11 attacks, caused the airline to ground all its flights. Although a government rescue plan permitted some flights to restart a few days later, and the airline's assets were subsequently sold to become Swiss International Airlines, the airport lost a lot of traffic. Since Lufthansa took over Swiss International Airlines in 2005, traffic has started growing again. On the 18th of October 2001, a treaty was signed between Germany and Switzerland regarding the limitation of flights over Germany. Under the terms of this treaty, any incoming aircraft after 2200 had to approach Zurich from the east to land on runway 28, which, unlike the airport's other runways, was not equipped with an instrument landing system. A month later, at 22:06 on the 24th of November, an inbound Crossair Avoyage 100 using this approach in conditions of poor visibility crashed into a range of hills near Bassersdorf and exploded, killing 24 of the 33 people on board. The flight had originally been scheduled to land on runway 14 before 2200, but it was subject to delay and was therefore diverted to runway 28. In 2003, Zürich Airport completed a major expansion project in which it built a new parking garage, a new midfield terminal, and an automated underground people mover to link the midfield terminal to the main terminal. In November 2008, a complete renovation and rebuild of the old Terminal B structure was announced. The new Terminal B opened in November 2011, and provides segregated access to and from aircraft for Schengen and non-Schengen passengers. Zürich Airport handled 25.5 million passengers in 2014, up 2.5% from 2013. On the 18th of February 2015, Etihad Regional ceased two-thirds of its scheduled routes without further notice. Amongst them all services from Zurich except the domestic service to Geneva. Etihad Regional blamed the behavior of competitors, especially Swiss International Airlines, as well as the Swiss aviation authorities for their failed expansion. Awards. World Travel Awards, an international jury of hospitality experts and peers decided on awards presented to hotels, airports, airlines and other hospitality companies, has evaluated Zurich Airport as the best European airport from 2004 to 2015, according to various aspects, such as accuracy, entertainment, friendliness and punctuality. Infrastructure. Terminal complex. The airport has three airside piers, which are known as Terminals A, B and D. These are linked to a central airside building called Airside Center, built in 2003. Alongside the Airside Center, the ground-side terminal complex named Airport Center comprises several buildings, and includes airline check-in areas, a shopping mall, a railway station, car parks, and a bus and tram terminal. All departing passengers access the same departure level of the Airside Center, which includes duty-free shopping and various bars and restaurants. Via airport security, they are then segregated between passengers for Schengen and non-Schengen destinations on the way to the gate lounges, with the latter first passing through immigration controls. Arriving Schengen and non-Schengen passengers are handled in separate areas of the Airside Center and reach the Airport Center by different routes, with non-Schengen passengers first passing through immigration controls. The three airside terminals are: Terminal A, containing gates prefixed A, which opened in 1972, and it is used exclusively by flights to and from destinations inside the Schengen area, including domestic flights within Switzerland. It takes the form of a finger pier, directly connected at one end to the Airside Center. Terminal B, containing gates prefixed B and D, which originally opened in 1971 but was reopened in November 2011, having been extensively rebuilt over a period of 3 years. Like Terminal A, it takes the form of a finger pier directly connected at one end to the Airside Center. As rebuilt, it is designed to handle both Schengen and non-Schengen flights at the same gates. Each such gate has two numbers, one prefixed B and the other D, but with different passenger routes to and from the gates in order to keep the flows of Schengen and non-Schengen passengers separate. Terminal E, containing gates prefixed E, also known as the midfield terminal or Dock E, is a standalone satellite terminal located on the opposite side of runway 10 to 28 from the airside center, and situated between runways 16/34 and 14/32. It is entirely used by non-Schengen international flights and became operational and was opened on September 1, 2003. It is connected to the airside center by the Sky Metro, an automated underground people mover. Runways. Zürich Airport has 3 runways. 16/34 of 3,700 meters in length, 14/32 of 3,300 meters in length, and 10/28 of 2,500 meters in length. For most of the day and in most conditions, runway 14 is used for landings and runways 16 and 28 are used for takeoffs, although different patterns are used early morning and in the evenings. Airlines and destinations. Passenger. Zürich Airport offers scheduled and charter flights to 196 destinations in 62 countries around the world. 1 Royal Jordanian's flight to Amman make a stop in Geneva. The airline, however, does not have 8th freedom rights to transport passengers solely from Zurich to Geneva. Cargo statistics. Route statistics. Passenger development. Ground transportation. Trains. Zurich Airport railway station is located underneath the airport center. The station has frequent Zurich S-Bahn services on lines S2 and S16, plus direct intra, intercity and Eurocity services to Basel, Bern, Biel, Bienne, Brig, Geneva, Constance, Lausanne, Lucerne, Munich, Neuchâtel, Romans, Horn, St. Gallen and Winterthur. There are some 10 trains per hour to Zurich Hauptbahnhof, Zurich's main city center station, with a journey time of between 10 and 15 minutes. By changing trains at Hauptbahnhof, most other places in Switzerland can be reached in a few hours. Bus and tram. In front of the airport center is the airport stop of the Startbahn Glattel, a light rail system that interworks with the Zurich tram system, together with a regional bus station. Both the bus station and light rail stop provide service to destinations throughout the Glattel region that surrounds the airport, with the light rail stop being served by tram routes 10 and 12. Tram route 10 also provides a link to Zurich Hauptbahnhof, albeit with a rather longer journey time than that of the railway. Taxi. The airport is served by a fleet of dedicated airport taxis, which operate from taxi ranks in front of the arrival areas. Alternative chauffeur-driven airport limousines can be arranged. Car. The airport is served by the A51 motorway and other main roads, which link to the airport's own road network. A car hire center is located in the terminal complex. Other facilities. The Circle, a complex intended to include a medical center, a conference center, shops, restaurants, offices and hotels, is under construction opposite the airport center. The complex was designed by Japanese architect Riken Yamamoto, is currently under construction and planned for completion in 2018. Several companies have their headquarters on or about the airport. These include Swiss International Airlines, Swiss World Cargo, Swiss Aviation Training, Edelweiss Air, Gape Group, Helvetic Airways, Swiss Hotel, and Riga. Other companies that were formerly based on the airport include Swiss Air and Crossair.